canal, above the canal. We had the barn and the corral, and we had the sheep camp just across the wash over on the other side.
Yeah.
Kind of sitting on that hill where it was kind of the road went around there. Is a road.
Yeah.
The sheep camp was there, and I don't remember what the reason was they were doing the sheep, but anyway, for some reason there was some sheep up around the camp, and my dad said, "You go up and get those sheep away from the camp." And I don't remember why or what the deal was, but anyway, I went up there, and I thought, well, what the hell? As long as I'm up here, and I can't remember who it was. I got in the camp and they had some cigarettes.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I might as well just have a cigarette while I'm here. So I got one and went out and around behind the camp.
Where they couldn't see you.
The camp was between me and the crowds down in there, and I had it lit up, and then all of a sudden, geez, my dad came around the corner, and he had a goddamn willow. Now, how he knew what the hell I was doing, I don't know. But goddamn, he sure raised hell with me with that goddamn willow. Boy. And I'll tell you, them hurt.
Yeah.
So, and I can't remember why, but I know goddamn well he was there, and he wheeled my ass with that goddamn willow. And then we went back down to the corral and was doing whatever we were supposed to do.
Getting beat, did he?
He was not afraid to discipline you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I didn't deserve it. I'm just saying that it was.
You were shocked that you got caught.
It was a tough lesson.
Yeah. So. Well, when did Rob get married to Ethel?
Ethel?
Yeah.
I just can't really tell you. I was still going to high school, and he had a job working for painters.
Yeah.
And as I remember, what I do remember is it was like winter time.
Yeah.
And right across the street from where Rip's grocery store is, there was another store. They called it Bertinoli's.
Yeah.
And right along, then next to that, they had about 4 or 5 little apartments.
Uh-huh.
And I mean minimum, what you call minimum apartment.
Yeah.
A kitchen and a bed. And anyway, and that's where him and Ethel lived.
Uh-huh.
And he'd walk over to painters and feed, and whatever they was doing, fish hay and feed the sheep or cattle or whatever they was doing, and then walk back. And of course, Ethel always could be a waitress.
Yeah.
She was a waitress, and she was a good waitress. She worked for the Chinese cafe.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, the waitress wasn't making a hell of a lot of money. There were tips. I remember one time I went to town with my dad and my mother, and we went to the Chinese place and had dinner, have a chicken fried steak or something, with probably 30 cents.
Yeah.
And anyway, I didn't know what my dad was doing, but anyway, we got up to leave, and here was this dime sitting under the plate.
Yeah.
And I picked it up, and when we got outside, I said, "You forgot this dime."
Yeah.
And he said, "No." He said, "That was the tip. That was the tip."
Yeah.
I said, "Well, I guess you don't get a tip this time." But that dime was the tip for the 3 of us were eating.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know I can't remember who the waitress was. I don't have any. Could have been Ethel.
Yeah.
But anyway, But that's all
Well,
she always worked as a waitress.
Didn't she waitress at City Drug?
Huh?
Wasn't she at City Drug?
No. Never did work there. No. Always worked for the Chinaman. And of course, you know, after Rob got on the road and he got firing and got going to Ogden and Green River and Ogden and Green River. And that's when he got tied up with what's her name?
Darlene.
Huh?
Darlene.
Darlene got in trouble.
Yeah.
And so that's when Ethel quit him. He had to buy out her half of the house.
Yeah.
But she took the car. She said, out of the marriage, she wanted the car. And I said, well, don't argue, because there's all kinds of cars for sale.
Yeah. Cars are the easiest thing in the world to get.
Well, at that point in time, Ed McClure, I think it was Ed McClure, had a car that he'd bought and he didn't have many miles on it.
Yeah.
And he wanted to sell it. And of course, I knew him and he knew me, and I think it was a whole $300 or something like that. It kind of was damn near new. Hey, you going to make it?
Yeah.
And I think that Ethel took their car with a Pontiac, I think.
Yeah.
She thought she was going to, you know, shut him off. Well, hell, buying a car is a practical money. There's millions of them for sale. I
Yeah.
said, for God's sakes, let her take the damn car. And so he had to pay her half of the house, and she got the car, and that's why they settled them. That was the settlement. She moved to Ogden to be with her sister. And at some point in time,